Welcome back to News Geelong as we continue with the action-packed world of Geelong sport and our own flying hawk, Nathan Curry. Good evening, Nathan.
Thank you very much, Roller. I'm down here at Skilled Stadium and there is plenty happening at the Geelong Football Club. Cameron Mooney, the big three-time premiership player, has announced he will retire at the end of the season, and this is what he had to say earlier.
All right, guys, well, thank you very much for coming, first of all. Obviously, after 15 years, the inevitable has arrived and I'm announcing my retirement at the end of this year. I think everyone knew it was pretty much coming anyway. Haven't made it a secret that I am retiring at the end of the year, but hopefully with 6 weeks to go, obviously still playing out the rest of the year. Hopefully the coach will pick me anyway. And yeah, like I said, so at the end of the year, retiring, and after 15 years, it's been an amazing ride. Been very up and down. Obviously the start of the career was, I look back on it and think, you know, how did I last so long? But, you know, here we are 15 years later, so quite fortunate and very proud to be at a football club that I absolutely love and adore. They've given me my whole life and given me everything in life, I should say, and, you know, I can't do any more to repay them. So I just want to thank the football club and most of all I want to thank the boys. There's a few up the back here. They just been great mates of mine and couldn't have asked for a better bunch of guys to play footy with. And you know, I said to them the other day at a meeting we had, it's just the little things around the football club that I'm going to miss, and you know, these guys are a huge part of it and been a huge part of my life, and I'm going to start tearing up soon, so I'll stop talking about them. And obviously I want to give a huge thank you to my family, my mum and dad, my 2 brothers and my beautiful wife and my 2 beautiful children, who just mean the world to me. And they really did put me on the straight and narrow there over the last 6 or 7 years, so really need to thank them. So I'll leave it at that. I haven't really sat down with the group yet and told them. I'll do that out on the track when we go out after this. So yeah, that'll be pretty hard, I'm sure. Unfortunately, we saw firsthand Shane Crawford get his. You know, hopefully I can be the next Crawford and get mine. And I think there's maybe another couple of boys that might be doing this in a couple of weeks as well. So you know, it'd be nice if a few of us went out with another one.
Thank you very much, Cam, and hope the rest of the season is a good one for you. Now it's time to get all the latest from the racing world here in Geelong with my good friend John Dunn.
Superb weather conditions greeted racegoers here last Friday afternoon for the warming weather on the synthetic at Geelong. And in the opening event, trainer Anthony Freedman, he was appointed head of the Freedman camp during the week, and he chalked up a milestone when he led in his first winner as Boredom took out the opening event.
Still has 3 lengths to make up, and Boredom got the run back on the fence right through to take the lead. Boredom now in front. 150 left to go. Miss Funny Money's coming. Electronic B and then Strogo down the outside. Miss Funny Money now coming after Boredom. Boredom, Miss Funny Money, and then Strogo over the top. Oh, very close.
The Robert Smurden trained 3-year-old, the Kit Kat Kid, he made punters mouth water when he scored on debut in the JT Dixon maiden plate.
The Kit Kat Kid tried to reel him in, and now almost in equal terms. And then 2 lengths away to Glows. And Spirited Edition down the outside starts to run on, but the Kit Kat Kid took over. Quickly put pay to Saddle Charm. Here's Glows running on, but it's too late. It's the Kit Kat Kid on debut, breaking through. A good win.
Tasmanian mare Monelusive, well, she's been crying out for more distance in her races of late. Out to the 2,200 metres here on Friday. She was always going to be the one to beat. And she was the one, of course, getting home right over the top of her rivals.
And then Monelusive right over the top. Jockey Jack now the leader. Here's Monelusive cutting it down. And then KRB from the back. Monelusive and Jockey Jack in a duel to the post. Monelusive, Jockey Jack won't give up. Monelusive in front, gets there.
Gee, the last race was a tough open affair for punters to try and get out on the day. An Iconic Princess, well, she's a track specialist. She'd had 1 start for 1 win. And those shrewd punters who followed the synthetic track, they cleaned up. She gave jockey Craig Newitt the 3rd pin of a winning treble.
And then Twitch and Time Iconic Princess down towards the 200 metres, right across the track here. And it's still, dare I ask, with Ladramas coming through Almahab. Iconic Princess now on the scene. Iconic Princess and Almahab to Ladramas. It's Iconic Princess just in front. Iconic Princess.
And that's the wrap-up of racing here on the synthetic last Friday. And Nathan, things are hotting up as we near spring.
Thank you very much, JD. Well, now that racing is done, we're going to turn our attention to the world of the Geelong and District Football League, where East Geelong had a big qualifying final win over Werribee Centrals on the weekend, and News Geelong's Cal Lowther caught up with Chairman of Selectors for the Eagles, Tom Perrott.
Tommy, today obviously a great result. You started a little bit slowly, but after the halfway through the first quarter, you guys were all over it.
Yeah, look, we were pretty confident our game plan's going to hold up on this ground. We've done a lot of work here. We've been coming here and training during the week for the past month, just on a couple of Wednesday nights, a bit of extra work. But, we had a bit of trouble early in the game with, executing our skills. And as you would have seen, even late in the game, we're sort of, missing targets, simple targets. That's something that we need to work a little bit harder on. Yeah. But, look, realistically, we could, we had a good chance to put them away early in the game. We didn't take that chance, but, we came out in the third quarter and made a good fist of it.
Yeah. Forward press, worked jam.
Yeah, look, it's getting better, and like we said last time I spoke, it's getting better every week. It's one of those things that we need to keep maintaining, keep working on, and it all just comes down to personal discipline. So if the players aren't disciplined, it only takes 1 weak link to let us down. So we're pretty hard on each other, and that's what you need to be to keep each other accountable.
Yeah. What about Keel Robertson? What did you think of his performance?
Yeah, Robbo was really good today, mate. He had a good game. We brought him off late just to sort of save his legs a little bit. He's a good workhorse. Him and Dougie worked really hard through the middle of the ground, and even Jeremy Powell, we brought him off late as well to give him a bit of a spell, and even the big scrubber and big Hilly as well. So we sort of brought off a couple of guys just to sort of look after them, because we're under no illusions that next week we've got a big game ahead of us. So looking forward to playing against Belpost Hill and testing ourselves.
Also interesting, Hayden Verver's played a really, really good game today. I think a young bloke getting on the field and really using the wings well.
Yeah, H has been outstanding the last couple of weeks. We've just been encouraging him to just tuck the footy under his arm and just go, because he's got a lot of pace, uses the footy really well. And for his size, he's really hard at it. It doesn't shirk the issue, always puts his head over the footy, and it's just great to see him getting rewards, because he's doing all the hard work on the track, and he gets rewarded for that.
Thanks very much for your time, boys. Well, that's it for me tonight. I'll be back on Friday to bring you all the latest from the Geelong Football Club. Chris Scott will speak about the upcoming match with Sydney, but until then, as always, it's back to you, Rollo.
Thank you, Nathan, and congratulations on your 65-metre goal kicked at the Duke Street Reserve last Saturday for your beloved Drysdale Hawks. Well done, cuz. Now to the Geelong and Surf Coast weather for the next 6 days. It's a very good evening and welcome back to our scintillating Sophie Miller, fresh from her 2-week holiday in sunny downtown Vanuatu. Good evening, Sophie. How is the milder weather seen looking in the week ahead?
Thank you, Graham, and good evening to our News Geelong viewers. As winter continues on, let's take a look at the predicted weather conditions over the next 6 days. Tomorrow, Thursday, we'll see a mostly sunny morning, followed by isolated showers developing in the afternoon and evening with a top of 21. Friday will be cloudy with isolated showers from the late morning with a top of 17. Starting off the weekend, Saturday will be partly cloudy with an expected top of 17. For Sunday, it will continue to be cloudy with isolated showers and a top of 16. To start off the 4th week of August, Monday will continue to be partly cloudy with isolated showers and a top of 17. Tuesday is expected to again be partly cloudy with a top of 17. Today was sunny with a top temperature of 20. That's the weather outlook for tonight. Looks like we need to continue to rug up and keep warm. So have a pleasant evening, and it's back to you, Graham.
Thank you, Sophie. And thank you to Sheikh Cherie Miller for looking after the weather over the past 2 weeks. And thank you for being with us on News Geelong this Wednesday evening. To Marika Watkins of Belmont, happy birthday, Marika. And remember, take your time and smell the flowers. From all the team at News Geelong, have a pleasant evening and a very good night.